Hello, and welcome back to the Manchurian General's channel. Now, today we're going to go over the early leaders of the Kingdom of Qi. Reason being, because I found errors in the note page, I'm going to correct those. And plus, it gives me more time to crank out more drawings, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's get this started. So, the Kingdom of Mi, we're going to start off with those guys, because it's going to be short. It's going to be short. The Kingdom of Mi was established by Wang Shu of Xingtao in 3838 FA. Their kingdom basically just ruled over what is the Shanbei Peninsula, and they maintained order through the use of very religious zealots who believed in a very extreme sect of the Jushen faith. Jushen being the god of the Western Asu. I'll go over the whole religious thing when I iron out the kinks in that. But yeah, back to this. So in 3903 FA, the Mi led a failed and extremely costly war against the kingdoms of Zhao and Xi'an, or Western Yan, and they got their asses handed to them and hastened their inevitable demise, and the kingdom of Zhao conquered both the Western Yan and the Mi, leading to their destruction in 3905 FA. Now, in 3910 FA, the kingdom of Qi was born on the Shanbei Peninsula. However, there's some controversy around the first king. The first king, not many people know his name. His name is pretty much kept on the wraps by his predecessor and some others. Other than that, no one else really knows his true name. So, but it was rumored he was either a native Imagawan from the eastern side of Muru, or a refugee who returned to the Western Asu after the defeat of the Kingdom of Mi. And his origins are just muddled. The details are muddled of his origins. But yeah, one day after, literally next day after the entire kingdom is officially established, poof, he just disappeared. He's just gone. But before that, he gave the reins of power to his trusted confidant, Dongfang, making him the second king of Qi. And after that, he just booked it. He just disappeared. Some say he went westward towards the newly formed kingdom of Byzantium, and beyond the Amuru Seas and Imagawa, and the heartland of the Amuru continent. That's where he's rumored to be headed for. And it's also rumored that he was a descendant, not the son, not just a descendant of a first sage official from that long ago. That was like over 2,000 years ago at that point. But yeah. And so afterwards, also the Byzantium kingdom also has ties to that empire as well, just to add that little detail. Now, in 3911 FA, instead of going with a guild system like all the other countries, all the other places are doing for the most part, Dongfeng decided to create the system of a centralized industry. Whereas instead of guilds controlling it, it'll be the central government who controlled it. And besides, they can get away with it. Their kingdom wasn't really that large, so they can get away with it pretty fine. And it gave them the advantage of mass production, better doing infrastructure and all that. And who controlled these were the ministers of the interior. I say ministers because there's gotta be more than one to handle all the industries instead of just one interior minister. Also, Dongfeng made so that any court officials proposition or decision can be vetoed by either the king or high princes, but it's gotta be like a majority vote if it's the high princes. In 3912, Dongfang appointed the first Grand General of Qi, Liao Xie, to invade, defeat, conquer the kingdom of Zhao, which was a shadow of its former self. Now, in 3913 FA, in the winter of 3913, Liao Xie captures the capital of Zhao and razes it to the ground, thus Changping, the capital of Zhao. It's just gone. It burned to the ground, but before all the razing, they looted the whole place. You gotta get that loot. You know what I mean? You can't really conquer a place if you don't loot the damn place. At least that's the old way of logic. And they brought back the Shanjing, Shanjing being the capital of the Qi, within the middle of Shanbei. Now, in 3914 FA, a year after, a few months after the defeat of the Zhao, Dongfang creates the Mercenary Commission. Basically, in simple terms, it's just a government collaboration between both the government and the people. Since there's no sophisticated law code like the Shanya, the Chen law coding system. I gotta pull that up eventually, but you remember if you actually watch these videos. But yeah, it's a commission. Basically anyone from soldier, woman, man, anyone really can try their hand and do what it takes to bring some level of justice to the land that the law codes can't really do, or at least aren't sophisticated enough to do. Now, in 3922, Dongfang colonizes the eastern territories beyond the former Zhao territories near the northeast. It was once the frontier of the Zhao kingdom, but now it's the frontier of the Qi kingdom. And now they have to deal with the semi-sedentary tribes of the Manchurians and the Liang tribes. And in 3930, Dongfang designates the new heir to the throne, and the same year he freaking dies of heart complications at the age of 63. So, yeah. And in 3931 FA, Dongzhang, that's Zhang without an H, so you use that pronunciation, or you say it that way. If there's no H after the Z in that language, you say Zhang. But if there is an H, you say Zhang. It makes that sort of sound. That's just a basic. But yeah, Dongzhang expanded the military, created... Oh, wait, no, that's 3933. Oh, my bad. In 3931, as is his first act as king, he establishes trade with the Imagawa shogunate in the Byzantium Empire. Yeah, it's now an empire now. Second act was to stimulate the arts and do culture stuff. Stimulate culture within the people. Third act was to enact the education laws, basically making it more available to the people. But there is a caveat: higher education wasn't as to the common people, it wasn't as in depth as education compared to the nobility. So yeah, there's that. But hey, it's the effort that counts. You know what I mean? 3933, Dongzhang expanded the military, creating new ranks and creating an official navy, while also adding more benefits for veteran troops who survived long enough to be deemed as veterans. Also, the Zhao veterans from that war, and officials in the military, captains, majors, generals, that sort of thing, adding benefits to them. Now, in 3934, Guandu Castle will be constructed at the southern border between the Kingdom of Qi and the Kingdom of Zhou. Because if you remember from last episode, that border originally was the Han border, Han and Qi. But since that whole debacle with the Kingdom of Han and Ming joined together, and the Han royals abandoning the homeland, it basically led to the newly formed Zhou to conquer the Han territories. Thus is now the Qi-Zhou border. Now, Guandu Castle will be constructed. Now, that castle, if you remember from the last couple of episodes, that castle is quite some, well, not last episode. That castle is going to be a very important castle for many reasons, which you can connect the dots. That's just early Guandu Castle. It'll just continue to expand as time goes on with the many different kings. Because no one is gonna get rid of that castle anytime soon, because it's at the frickin' border. You don't want to do that. Even after the Qi took the Han land, that castle is still damn important because of counterattacks, which we talked about a little bit in the 100 Years' War. Well, technically it's the 110-year war, but specifics aside. Now, in 3956, Dongzhang dies at the age of 45. Not very young compared to his father, leaving the throne to his one of his sons, Dong Qian, leading him to ascend as the fourth king of Qi. And we're gonna end it there. That's it. After that, we'll cover the reign of Dong Zhao and his war against the tribes, and and right up to the point of the 100 Years' War. After that, we'll create part 3, which will go over the 100 Years' War. But then again, I could just make a whole video about that. That's gonna be episode 6. No, 7. Episode 7, the 100 Years' War. And after that, we'll start to go into specifics. Miscellaneous stuff. But yeah, this is the Manchurian General. If you like my stuff, I trust you are knowledgeable enough to just hit the like button and just subscribe if you like what you see. Yeah, and it also gives me more time to, make the arts of that I use in these videos. But yeah, see ya.